Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, Sri Lanka's budget 2026 is expected to avoid major tax hikes. It may provide minor relief such as a removal or adjusting of VAT according Capital Alliance Limited. According to the Ministry of Digital Economy, more than 500 million rupees worth of transactions have been completed through GovPay, Sri Lanka's official digital payments network. Today's session for Colombo stocks was neutral as market moves continued to be erratic. Investor caution was reflected in the drop of all share price index. And following a high-level meeting between Presidents Trump and Xi Jinping, investors considered the prospects of a fragile trade truce between the United States and China.
From Studio 24C, here's Jana Newman.
Good evening and welcome to the Nightly Business Report on Other Derana News channel. According to Trisha Pires, Head of Research at Capital Alliance Limited, Sri Lanka's budget 2026 is expected to avoid major tax hikes, though it may introduce marginal relief such as removing the Social Security contribution levy on financial services or adjusting VAT thresholds.
Vehicle imports, which have already generated significant tax inflows, have projected to reach 700 billion rupees, accounting for about 15% of total tax revenue by year end. Although initial pent-up vehicle demand may taper, these imports will help the government stay on track to meet 2026 revenue targets. The main focus on the expenditure side will be capital investment, with allocations expected between 1 to 1.5 trillion rupees, similar to this year's 1.3 trillion rupees. Actual capital spending is likely to amount to around 1 trillion rupees due to the implementation delays. Government interest costs are expected to reduce following a step down in treasury bond coupon rates for superannuation funds from 12% to 9% in the second half of 2026.
6 major supermarket chains in Sri Lanka will begin charging customers for disposable bags starting the 1st of November. The move aligns with the government efforts to reduce single-use plastic across the country. SoftLogic, Glomark, Spar, Cargill's Food City, Loves, Arpico and Kiehl's issued a joint statement on the initiative. Medium handle bags will cost 3 rupees, while large handle bags will be priced at 5 rupees. Shoppers are encouraged to bring their own reusable bags to avoid additional charges. The policy aims to promote sustainable shopping habits and reduce plastic waste nationwide. Retailers said the charges will help cover the cost of eco-friendly alternatives. Authorities hope the initiative will raise public awareness about environmental conservation. Sri Lanka's official digital payments platform, GovPay, has surpassed 500 million rupees in processed transactions, according to the Ministry of Digital Economy. The platform has facilitated over 37 transactions across 184 government institutions, marking a significant step in nation's digital transformation.
The platform allows citizens and businesses to make payments for various government services, including taxes, fines, utility bills, education fees, and other charges through banks and digital financial channels. LankaPay, the country's national payment network, manages the project under the supervision of the Information and Communication Technology Agency and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Launched in February this year, GovPay aims to simplify and digitize payments across government institutions. The initiative was introduced under the leadership of President and Minister of Digital Economy Anurakumar Dissanayake. Currently being rolled out in multiple phases, the platform is expanding its reach across ministries and departments. Officials say the milestone marks a significant step in Sri Lanka's ongoing digital transformation and efforts to promote cashless governance.
Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Colombo stocks saw a mixed session today as market movements remained uneven. The all-share price index declined, reflecting a cautious sentiment among investors. Meanwhile, the S&P SL20 index recorded gains driven by the select blue-chip stocks. For further insights on this, we have Dilhari Dias from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Jenna. The Colombo Stock Exchange revisited the start of the week, extending a selling sentiment after a volatile trading session, with the all-share price index closing the day in red zone. The index dropped to 22,805, losing 35 points. Key negative contributors to the all-share price index comprised of Bukit Dara plc, Lion Breweries Ceylon, Kazan Cumberbatch plc, Richard Peary's and Company, and Haris Chandra Mills plc. Similar to yesterday, retail investor participation remained subdued, whereas high net worth investors were largely active on selected blue chip counters. The positive sentiment towards blue chip counters lifted the S&P 20 index by 15 points to 6,218. Total market turnover reached 5.6 billion rupees, marking a 26% decrease compared to the monthly average of 7.5 billion rupees. The capital goods sector led the today's turnover, accounting for 29% of the total, while the materials and banking sectors together contributed with 23%. The top three gainers for the day were Mercantile Investments and Finance, Colombo Fort Investments and Senkatagala Finance, whereas the main losers were SMB Finance, Lion Brewery Ceylon and Lee Hedges plc. Thank you.
Colombo's stock market showed mixed performance over the past 5 days. The first 2 days saw declines, while the third day recorded gains across key indices. The fourth and fifth days experienced a mixed trend, with some stocks rising and others falling, reflecting cautious investor sentiment. For further insights on this, we have Shahana Kanagaratnam from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Jenna. The Colombo Bulls witnessed a somewhat mixed trading week with heightened profit-taking activity as the ASPI has been hovering around the 23,000 threshold. However, with the overall sentiment remaining strong, we did see the ASPI ending the day in the green twice during the week. Market activity remained robust throughout the week, driven by active participation from both retail and high net worth investors, with daily turnover averaging approximately Rs 6 billion for the week. Investor sentiment was primarily influenced by the stable macroeconomic outlook and lower interest rate environment. Moreover, with listed companies beginning to release their earnings reports for the September quarter, market sentiment is expected to be further shaped by these forthcoming announcements. Sectorally, investor interest was particularly pronounced in the banking, capital goods and diversified financial sectors, while materials sector also saw notable attention. Thank you.
Gold prices dipped today as the US dollar strengthened amid uncertainty over future Federal Reserve rate cuts. Spot gold fell 0.4% to $4,005.54 per ounce, though it remains on track for a third consecutive monthly gain of 3.9%. US gold futures for December delivery were largely steady at $4,018.10 per ounce. Market expectations for a 25 basis point Fed rate cut in December dropped at 74.8%, down from 91.1% last week. Gold trading in India saw a rare discount this week, the first in 7 weeks, boosting activity in other Asian markets. Investors also watched global trade developments, including US-China tariff agreements and ongoing commodity trade flows for potential impact on bullion. Oil prices eased today, set for a third consecutive monthly decline as a strongly dollar-limited gains in commodities. Brent crude futures fell 0.51% to $64.67 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures slipped 0.58% to $60.22 per barrel. Rising global supply from a major producers offset the impact of Western sanctions on Russian oil exports. Sanctions disrupting shipments to China and India are being cushioned by increased output from other suppliers. OPEC Plus is reported considered a modest production increase in December. Ahead of the group's Sunday meeting, the 8 OPEC Plus members have raised output targets by more than 2.7 million barrels per day, roughly 2.5% of global supply. Analysts say that the combination of strong supply and dollar strength continues to pressure crude prices despite geopolitical tensions. The Sri Lankan rupee edged higher against the US dollar today, showing a modest appreciation compared to yesterday. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka reported that the buying rate for the US dollar fell slightly from 300 rupees and 69 cents to 300 rupees and 61 cents. Similarly, the selling rate of the rupee declined marginally from 308 rupees and 20 cents to 308 rupees and 10 cents, reflecting a stable market sentiment. Let's take a closer look on how the Sri Lankan rupee has performed against other major global currencies. Short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Singer PLC has entered the country's electrical mobility sector by introducing TAILG electric motorcycles, offering eco-friendly transport solutions.
The models F71, F55 and F72 provide top speeds of 55 to 65 km per hour and ranges up to 200 km, combining international technology with local after-sales support. The partnership with TAILG, one of the world's largest electric motorcycle manufacturers, reflects Singer's commitment to sustainable and eco-friendly solutions. Founded in 2004, TAILG exports its products to over 90 countries, showcasing its global reach and technological expertise. The TAILG models launched in Sri Lanka include F71, F55 and F72, designed to meet local consumer needs. These motorcycles feature motors ranging from 1,500 watt to 3,000 watt batteries that allow between 100 kilometers and 200 kilometers per charge. Singer aims to provide international standard products along with reliable after-sales service for Sri Lankan consumers.
DFCC Bank has joined hands with Aban Solar to introduce a pioneering solar financing program aimed at promoting clean energy adoption across Sri Lanka. The partnership offers DFCC's specialized solar loan designed to make solar power more accessible to households and businesses while supporting national renewable energy targets. The loan features concessionary rates and flexible repayment options, allowing most Sri Lankans to adopt sustainable energy without high upfront costs. Eligible fixed income earners can access 5 million rupees with interest rates starting at 10.5% for 5-year term and repayment periods up to 10 years. The scheme helps customers reduce electricity bills, generate long-term savings and contribute to lower carbon footprint. DFCC Bank Senior Vice President Asiri Idamalgoda emphasized that the partnership strengthens the bank's commitment to greener economy while making solar energy financing affordable and accessible. JF Packaging Limited, a leading Sri Lankan packaging solutions provider, opened its initial public offering yesterday, offering 51,724,144 ordinary voting shares to the public at 11.60 cents per share.
JF Packaging Limited, a leading Sri Lankan packaging solutions provider, has opened its initial public offering, seeking to raise 600 million rupees through public investment. The company plans to list on the main board of the Colombo Stock Exchange following the IPO. The JF Packaging serves a diverse portfolio of local and international clients, providing sustainable and innovative packaging solutions. The IPO is priced at 26.8% discount to the average fair value, presenting potential upsides for investors. A recent investor forum attracted strong interest from domestic and international investors, including high net worth individuals, retail participants, and institutional funds. The company expects high demand for the shares due to its growth prospects and attractive pricing. This move underscores JF Packaging's strategy to expand operations and strengthen its market presence both locally and globally.
Haley's Mobility Limited has introduced 3 new energy vehicles, the JE-C00J7, PHEV-JAE-C00J6 and OMODAE5, offering fully electrical and plug-in hybrid SUV options. The vehicles are imported responsibly in line with government policies reflecting Haley's Mobility's commitment to sustainable and transparent transport solutions. Backed by Chery Group, ranked number 233 on the 2025 Fortune Global 500, the brand serves millions of users globally across 120 plus markets. The JE-C00J7 PHEV combines electrical efficiency with the petrol engine, offering a 1,200 kilometers combined range and 80% DC fast charging in 20 minutes. The JE-C00J6 provides 430 kilometers range and fast charging in 30 minutes, ideal for families seeking comfort and reliability. MAS Holdings unveiled its plan for the Change 2030 at a special event held at Cinnamon Life Colombo, outlining its long-term sustainability and innovation goals.
MAS Holdings, South Asia's largest apparel tech conglomerate, launched its Plan for Change 2030, setting ambitious sustainability targets across product, lives and planet. The launch event featured a keynote by Brooke Roberts-Ilam, a London-based journalist, author and sustainability advocate covering innovation for Forbes and Business of Fashion. Brooke also moderated a panel discussion with leaders from Dialogue Axiata, Amber Cycle, MAS Holdings and the Asian Development Bank, exploring opportunities and challenges in sustainability strategies. The panel highlighted the importance of leadership, innovation and collaboration in driving meaningful sustainability outcomes across industries. Building on its 2025 achievements, MAS aims to embed sustainability across operations and its value chain, including circular design, biodiversity restoration and emissions reduction.
National Development Bank PLC has introduced a tea manufacturer finance program, a specialized financial solution aimed at helping tea producers and exporters expand operations and compete globally. The program provides low-interest funding, interest loan disbursement based on goods received notes and simplified documentation for seamless borrowing experience. It offers flexible financing options for tea factories of all sizes, including working capital and long-term loans tailored to operational needs. Indika Ranavira, Vice President at NDB Bank, highlighted that the initiative supports the modernization and global competitiveness of Sri Lanka's tea industry. The program complements NDB's ongoing efforts to empower exporters and SMEs through initiatives like the SME Re-Energizer Loan Scheme and eFriends 2 Refinance Facility. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Asian markets delivered a mixed performance today as investors weighed the possibility of a tentative trade truce between the United States and China following a high-level meeting between President Trump and Xi Jinping. Japan's Nikkei 225 rallied over 1% to reach a fresh record, while the broader Topix index added 0.79% to hit a new peak. South Korea's Kospi rose 0.22% and Australia's S&P ASX rose 200 open 0.45% higher, reflecting a regional relief rally. Persistent pressure on Chinese factories from US tariffs and weakening global demand tempered gains, with Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index slipping 0.33% and mainland China CSI 300 flat. In India, early indicators suggested a mildly positive start after steep losses yesterday, with the Nifty 50 trading around 26,058 points. The trends point to a slightly higher opening for the Nifty 50 as investors monitor global trade developments. German sportswear maker Puma said it would cut 900 jobs in its corporate workforce globally by the end of 2026, while announcing a series of measures to revive the business and combat sharp sales decline.
Puma said Thursday it would slash 900 jobs by the end of the year to combat sharp sales declines. It also announced additional measures to revive the business, having launched a cost-cutting program in March. The German sportswear maker has already cut 500 roles worldwide as part of efforts to transform its performance under new CEO Arthur Hoeld. Puma warned of an annual loss at the end of July. That's due to shrinking market share and tepid demand for the brand's products, as well as a sector-wide hit from the US tariffs on imports. The company said it had already reduced undesired wholesale business, excess inventory at retailers, and promotions in e-commerce and full-price stores. It's also starting to cut exposure to mass merchants in North America. Shares in the company have lost over 50% of their value so far this year. But as new measures roll out, the company said it expects to return to growth from 2027.
Thank you for watching the Nightly Business Report on Other Derana News channel. We value your opinion. Share your thoughts and feedback with us through email at feedback.adncenglish@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-805-7933. We will see you again next week with the latest updates in the business globe. Vinod Varnasuriya will meet you next with Other Derana Sports Central. Until then, I'm Jenna Newman. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.